Metallica, Metallica, Metallica. 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 Hello everyone, Ryan here. As you can tell, this week's Music Monday, I decided to talk about Metallica. My all-time favorite band. That's right, all-time favorite band. But also, too, I decided to talk about them because today, they just recently announced, well, they kind of teased yesterday, they will be starting up another North American tour in support of their most recent album, their 10th studio album, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. And they will be playing here where I live in El Paso, Texas. And of course, it won't be till next February 28th. So it's quite a ways away, but still, I'm still definitely excited. Very much excited. I've yet to see them in concert at all, even though I've seen a lot of live concert footage from probably almost every city that they've played in, almost every single one. So I'm familiar with how their concerts look and I guess kind of what to expect from them. But I've never had my own personal experience with attending one of their live shows, so I'm very excited about that. Definitely got to try my best to get. I'm going to do what I can to get tickets. I mean, I gotta do it. It's my destiny. And granted, I know not everybody likes Metallica. I know there's a crap load of people out there who like to hate on them. Like to call them, like to say that they sold out, like to call them posers, blah, 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 this and that. And it's, to me, it's nothing I haven't heard before. Growing up, granted, I didn't become a diehard Metallica fan until I was in high school, but I started listening to them at least sometime when maybe I was in about 4th or 5th grade. Because an older cousin of mine introduced me to their music. And yeah, I just became obsessed after that. It's always been a goal of mine to see them in concert, and it's just, unfortunately in the past I've never been able to afford to go see them in any other city, or it's for whatever reason they haven't played here in El Paso, Texas since 1992. And yeah, in 1992, I don't even remember how old I was, but I'm pretty sure I wasn't a teenager. Yeah, I wasn't a teenager. I think that was when I had barely started listening to them, when I was in 4th or 5th grade. Or maybe I had just finished third grade. So yeah, that's hard. That's kind of hard to believe that, the last time they played in El Paso was 1992. That's, wow. So yeah, obviously they're way overdue, but it made sense because of the fact that, last year, Guns N' Roses, they played here in El Paso, and while that show it didn't sell out, there was still a lot of people that went. But I didn't go. I mean, I'm not a big Guns N' Roses fan. I do like some of their stuff, some of their songs, and Slash is obviously an awesome guitar player. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Guns N' Roses. Plus I never considered Guns N' Roses to be heavy metal. They're more like harder edged, kind of bluesy rock. Yeah, I don't consider them to be heavy metal. Maybe some people do, but I don't. They're not like Metallica. Metallica is much more obvious heavy metal, especially with their earlier albums, like the first 4 albums, definitely. And then also, too, some of the more recent stuff. I would say, if you haven't heard of Metallica, I'll provide links to where you can check out their stuff, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard of Metallica. That's the thing about Metallica, like, I know, I know that for a lot of supposed diehard Metallica fans, they have been disappointed because they don't like that at a certain point when they did the Black Album, they had an album come out. It was self-titled, but it's referred to as the Black Album. But when it came out, it was much more radio friendly. That was essentially the album that made Metallica more of a household name, and pretty much, that's what that's what contributed to a good portion of their success, if not all their success, a lot of their success. And that's not to say that their previous 4 albums before that didn't sell well, because I guess it's fair to say that they did sell pretty well, but as far as the music industry is concerned, they really didn't break through, as far as becoming even slightly mainstream. I guess maybe on their album And Justice for All, they had one song on there which is actually titled One. I think that was one of their most played songs. One of their songs that got the most radio play. Yeah. So, that was back in the late 80s, I believe. 87 or 88, yeah. And so, yeah, it's, as far as talking about them, I kind of feel like I've already talked about them at length, because I reviewed all of their albums. If you want to check out my album reviews of, all of Metallica's albums, all 10 of their albums, I'll provide links to them. I don't know if I should provide links to all 10 of them, or you know what? Yeah, that's what I'll do. Why not? It's because, yeah, I remember I feel like I talked at great length when I reviewed all 10 of their albums. So, and granted, at the time that I did, that was back when I first started doing album reviews on this channel. But I still feel like, for me, they're still very accurate reviews, album reviews, and then, of course, I wish, because I've already seen, some of the package deals that they have going, as far as the concert is concerned. And, I definitely wish that I had $2-3 grand to spend on the one package deal they have where you get to go and meet the band members and, get their autographs and then also take a picture with them. And I definitely would like to do that, but you know what? I don't have $2 or $3 grand to spend. And even if I did have $2 or $3 like right now, I think it's, I don't think probably wouldn't be very wise of me to spend it all on that one. But then I don't know, it's maybe if I had a little more than that saved, then I probably would. I mean, no doubt, obviously, I mean, yeah, obviously, if you can afford something, then you're going to buy it. But otherwise, if you can't afford it and you can't really buy it, then, you know, what's the point of trying to buy it? But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should at least talk a little bit more about Metallica's music in this. I mean, as far as some of my favorite songs of theirs go, I mean, well, off the first album, Kill 'Em All, of course, I like Whiplash, Seek and Destroy, Metal Militia, Motor Breath, Jump in the Fire. I really like the guitar solo for their song Jump in the Fire. And of course, Cliff Burton's bass solo, their original bass player, who unfortunately passed away. I believe it was when they were touring for their third album, Master of Puppets, and yeah. So I mean, then the second album is Ride the Lightning. Ride the Lightning. I like, of course, the title track, Ride the Lightning. Also the first track, I believe, Fight Fire with Fire, Call of Cthulhu, Creeping Death, and Fade to Black. Fade to Black is definitely one of my top 5 favorite Metallica songs. I think I might do like a separate kind of video thing in which I talk about some of my favorite Metallica songs, or possibly albums. Yeah, or both. But yeah, Fade to Black is an awesome song, awesome guitar solo on that. That's one of those guitar solos that I've always wanted to learn. I mean, so far I've been able to learn, I would say, most of it, but not all of it. But I mean, I've never really sat down and like really tried to learn the whole thing. So it's just like in bits and pieces here and there. The third album, Master of Puppets, obviously I like the song Master of Puppets, Battery, Leper Messiah, Disposable Heroes, Welcome Home, Sanitarium, Damage Inc. You know, I think I pretty much like every song on Master of Puppets. Especially, you know, even the instrumental on there, which is called Orion. Definitely awesome song, awesome instrumental song. There's an awesome bass solo on that. And then the fourth album, And Justice for All, also really great. I like the song One, obviously. My favorite song off that album is titled To Live Is to Die. And so I believe I might have mentioned this in my reviews of their albums. So I'm just kind of like giving, like, I guess, really short, kind of like mini reviews right now. But yeah, in my other reviews, obviously I get a little more in depth. So, and then, where else? Oh yeah, by the Black Album. I don't really like too many songs off the Black Album. I mean, obviously Enter Sandman, Wherever I May Roam, Of Wolf and Man, Sad But True, My Friend of Misery, Through the Never, and then of course Unforgiven, obviously. Yeah, after the Black Album, they had like a really long period in between there. They did like some live albums, and then cover album. Like, it's actually I didn't bother reviewing the cover album they did, which is called Garage, because it's it's not original Metallica songs. It's just, you know, a bunch of cover songs. Like, you know, they just went into the studio, recorded a bunch of cover songs by other bands, and so, though it is an awesome album, so I don't know, maybe I should review that one. And then after that, of course, they had an album come out called S&M, which was when they did a series of shows with the San Francisco Symphony, and it was actually a pretty good album. I mean, I liked it. Technically, it's a double album. Yeah, I should probably review that one too. It's just, I mean, why not? It's, you know, I've reviewed all their other albums, so. And then eventually by 2003, I believe, 2004, the album Saint Anger came out. Very few people liked it. I mean, I liked it, but, you know, it's because it had a very stripped down sound to it. You know, no guitar solos, really down-tuned guitars, low-tone guitars, but I liked it nonetheless. It's after Saint Anger, of course, sometime after that, 2008, I believe, they released Death Magnetic. And I really like Death Magnetic because for me, it was like they returned to their thrash metal roots. Granted, I would say maybe like not a full return, but still a return. I mean, but even with that, even when they released Death Magnetic, there was still a lot of Metallica, well, quote unquote, supposedly diehard Metallica fans that hated Death Magnetic, but go figure, it was like, oh, a big surprise. And then 8 years after that, in 2016, they released their recent 10th studio album, which is titled Hardwired to Self-Destruct. And again, you know, no surprise. That's pretty much almost, you know, without fail, the quote-unquote supposed diehard Metallica fans again complained about it. So, you know, I like that Metallica. They've always done whatever they wanted to do. Yeah, to me, it's always like they've never really cared. Like, I mean, maybe when they first started out, they did care a lot more about pandering to their fans, but eventually, I guess, you know, because they got to the point where, you know, they realized that, hey, you know, we got into this, we started playing music, creating music because we love it. We love doing it. And, you know, it doesn't matter to us whether the fans turn on us, whether they support us. I mean, obviously, you know, it's good if the fans support them. But at the same time, you know, I supported their decision. I still support their decision to this day, you know. The fact that they remain firm in that they believe that they have the right to make whatever kind of music they want to make. You know, I believe that everyone has that right. Every musician, any creative person has that right, I feel. Create whatever they want to create, regardless of what, you know, other people think. Regardless of, you know, whether 1 million people end up liking it or just one person ends up liking it. You know, obviously within limits, as long as, you know, not really physically harming anyone. But yeah, I've always felt it is stupid how people are so quick to badmouth Metallica, or, you know, and yeah, obviously, I know a lot of people like to make the argument. They like to say, you know, oh, there's way better musicians out there, man. You know, you gotta expand your mind, blah, blah, blah. I mean, for me, I do listen to a lot of other music. I mean, this channel right here is a testament to all the other bands I listen to. That's one of the reasons why I started doing this new kind of segment on my channel called Music Monday, so I could talk about all the different bands that I listen to. So I don't just listen to Metallica. Yes, they are my all-time favorite band. Yes, they no doubt will always be my all-time favorite band. But that doesn't mean I don't listen to other music. It doesn't mean I don't listen to other bands. So it's just Metallica's the band that I keep coming back to. Because they were such a big part of my childhood, especially during my teenage years. When I'm sure everybody would agree with me, when you're a teenager, it seems like nothing in the world makes sense to you. Actually, it still kind of feels that way to me now. But even more so when I was a teenager. And I remember, when I felt frustrated and angry and I didn't know how to express myself, I would listen to Metallica. I'd put on one of their albums, listen to it, and I would feel better. I would feel better even if only for, half an hour at a time or something. But still would ultimately end up feeling a little better. And then eventually, when I got my first electric guitar, not only would I listen to their albums, but then started playing along to their albums. That's how I learned the guitar. That's how I learned the basics of guitar. And that's how I quickly moved on to a little more complicated things like learning scales and how to construct a song and how to read music and all that. So, yeah. In short, Metallica rules. They will always rule. They'll always be awesome. And if you disagree, hey, you got the right to disagree. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to agree with you just because you disagree with me. So, yeah, there you go. Metallica rules, Metallica forever. Always. So, thanks for watching this. Thanks for listening to this. As always, till next time, don't forget to keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.